If you're over 40 and always tired, this is for you. I wrote this down to give you some clarity. You wake up tired, you drag through the afternoon, you're wired at night but absolutely exhausted. I need you to hear this. It's not your age. There's not something wrong with you in particular. You don't need to do a bunch of blood tests to figure out what it is. The tiredness isn't the problem. It's a signal. Your body's telling you something is off. And almost everything you've been told is making it worse. So stick with me. I'm going to explain that. We'll talk about what's actually draining you and a handful of things that will bring your energy back. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Drew Tadia, founder and CEO of True Form Life. For the past 20 years, we've been helping women 40 plus increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. So if that's, you're in the right place. Okay, let's dive into the little slide deck I made for you here. It is not just your age. I don't believe we should expect our health to decline as we age and more symptoms to come up. It's my personal belief, which is certainly against the norm. You're not lazy. You're depleted. I think a lot of people feel like there's something wrong with them, like innately. Like, I'm just a lazy person. Maybe that's a story that's been told to you early on. A lot of times people say there's something wrong with my metabolism. I'm just gaining weight all the time. It makes me lethargic. It makes me tired. I'm just a tired type of person. This is more of a self-identity, maybe something that you've identified with. And now, after the age of 40, you feel like that is only compounding and causing more issues in your life. So I want you to know you're not lazy. Someone may have told you that. It doesn't necessarily make it true. So the tired but wired, this is cortisol. So let me explain to you. If you're exhausted all day, you can't sleep at night, and you wake up, so you could be falling asleep right away very easily, or you could be struggling to fall asleep throughout the evening. But then you wake up 2 to 4, you may be up scrolling, you may be up doing some book work. There's a lot of things that women do in the middle of the night. They could be playing games on their phones, texting their friends that are in other parts of the world. There's a lot of things that are happening here in the evening. I want you to understand that it's the cortisol levels that are heightened that is keeping you alert and awake. So if you're not sure, cortisol is a stress hormone. And when that stress hormone is imbalanced from extra, I would call it undue stress in your life, there's things happening internally. We don't have that homeostasis. We're not in a relaxed state of being. When our stress is heightened, our body is in a fight or flight state, which means it's alert, it's awake. Even though you're tired or you feel like you could fall asleep standing up, your body internally is on fire. So the problem here is that our stress levels are too high, which are causing us to be internally awake, but we're externally exhausted. Whoa, that's a tongue twister now, isn't it? So one of the things that we need to do is help your body become more in a relaxed state internally. Often that starts with what's happening throughout the day, of course. It's part of our evening routine. Most women I work with, when they come to us, have zero morning or evening routine. They don't have a morning routine either. But when it comes to putting your body in a restful state of being, we need a clear step-by-step process so your body is signaled. And your body needs to hear that you're in a relaxed state, I'm safe, I can rest, instead of being wide awake when you're exhausted and you just want to sleep. So that's cortisol levels in particular, putting your body in a more restful state by reducing stress. The next one we have here is under eating is draining you. And I know we've all been told to eat less and move more. Probably some of the worst advice I could think of. That is certainly not accurate from my experience working with women for 20 years. We actually need to eat more throughout the day. Often women come to us and they're starving. Their body is in a starvation state, which also puts them in a fight or flight state because your body doesn't know when the food is coming, when it's going to be relaxed, when your digestive tract can churn properly. Our bodies were meant to consume food on a regular basis. Our bodies weren't meant to be in a starvation phase. That's what our metabolism is there for, to slow down, which retains body fat when we're not fueling our body. So what we need to do is increase our metabolism, which actually puts your body in a restful state so you can finally get some sleep and then you can gain more energy throughout the day. So skipping breakfast is not your friend. Living on coffee actually increases cortisol levels, which is we talked about in the last slide. I'm not going to tell you not to have coffee at all. I would consider likely having some hydration first before you're looking at a diuretic that coffee is. You could look at breakfast before coffee that is actually a suppressant to your appetite. So you can still have your coffee and drink it too. Just consider when you're having it throughout the day. And then in most cases, women come to us and they have very little protein throughout the day. Maybe one egg at breakfast and something in the evening, like a steak or a chicken breast. Very little in the afternoon, one, maybe 2 meals a day. You're not getting enough fuel for your body to be recharged properly. So if you're not getting enough fuel, it's one of the key reasons that your body isn't turning that into energy to make you feel alive and awake and alert, chasing the kids and the grandkids. You just don't have anything in you. Everyone in the fitness industry, of course, uses the car. You don't have any gasoline or electricity, however you see fit, in the car to give you fuel to get through the day. So the next one here is we have no muscle, which means we have no battery. The muscle is the very engine of your metabolism. So muscle is your engine. The answer isn't endless cardio, and strength, protein, recovery are the steps that we like to continue to remind our clients and members as we work through them in our program. So let's start off with muscle as your engine. This is not going to be enjoyed by the masses because at least at the time of this recording, everyone's on GLP-1s. But if you look at something like Ozempic, because of the rapid weight loss it offers, that is not an endorsement for you to jump on it to lose a bunch of weight. What's happening here is we're also losing muscle mass rapidly. And because of women, 40 plus are going through a phase where their body's more inclined to lose muscle mass, which is a fancy word for it is called sarcopenia. You are igniting the ability for your body to lose muscle mass when you're already in that state of being. So if you look at a GLP-1 like Ozempic, that is only increasing your ability to lose muscle mass along with weight, but it's so detrimental to our body in many ways. One is metabolism. And without a metabolism, your body doesn't function the way it should or the way it could. So if you're looking at losing muscle mass and the muscle is the engine to your body to give you the energy that you need, it's very difficult to live in a state of being where you're high energy and alive and vibrant. Okay, the next one here is cardio is not the answer. I feel like we're slowly getting away from that. When we work with women, we like to think of creating stronger women, building stronger women from the inside out. So instead of looking at the scale and seeing how much weight you can lose or having an unhealthy relationship with the scale and weighing yourself multiple times throughout the day or throughout the week, that's not the relationship that I would suggest would serve you well or offer you benefits for the long term. So the problem here is that a lot of women go straight to the cardio and don't do any resistance training. Like I said, I feel like there's a bit of a shift and more women are going to resistance training, whether they're doing full body weight exercises or they're lifting more weights. But we have to stop the endless cardio, the hour and a half of cardio 3 to 6 times a week. You don't need that. And that again is also burning muscle mass, likely even more than you're burning body fat, especially for those that are working out fasted without any fuel in your system. And then lastly here, strength. That's part of that mindset of looking at the reps and what you're able to actually do throughout a workout and what you're able to do with your body throughout the day. Leading with protein with your meals, because women get far too less. That will help you build muscle and also give you more energy. And then recovery. You're so depleted throughout the day from lack of sleep. It's a vicious cycle, the chicken or the egg, right? You have lack of sleep, you have lack of protein, you have lack of nutrients. You're likely doing, maybe you're exercising, but I would suggest you may not be doing the best exercises for your body type or for your situation in life, which is over cardioing. It's a new word for you. So that's the reason why you're so exhausted all the time, is because you don't give your body a chance to recover whether that's from a workout, from a long day, from stressful situations in your life. It's very important to prioritize recovery in your life. 2 more slides and I'll get you out of here. How you get your energy back is eat enough. You need to start eating more food. Your body needs more nutrients to start to function properly. I would suggest protein in every meal. Lead with protein because we live in a carb-heavy world. It's much easier to get more carbs than it is protein. So if you're prioritizing protein, the carbs will naturally come. So protein in every meal. We got to start with that. Strength over the grind. When I say grind, I'm talking about endless cardio or substances that are removing muscle mass from your frame. That is going to give you, it's going to give you the muscle, going to give you the energy, and it's going to give you what you're hoping for optimally in a holistic view. Calm your nervous system by reducing stress. Start getting your body in a restful state in the evening. Create an evening routine. It doesn't have to be an hour and a half. I'm not going to tell you not to use your device for 3 hours before bedtime like everyone else. You may consider using it less. You may consider taking different types of steps. So different action steps will give you different results. That's probably something worth considering. So calming your nervous system and then real sleep. These action steps will give you the actual sleep that you need that will make you feel alive and alert and energized in the morning instead of waking up hungover, feeling like you partied all night, maybe in your 20s. No judgment. Let's wrap it up. You're not depleted. There's not something wrong with you. You don't need to go and find blood tests to get a diagnosis to see what's actually happening in your life. You need different action steps to give you different results. You're not depleted. You're not done. That's flexible. There's nothing broken. There's nothing that needs to be fixed in your body. All you need to do is behave differently, create different habits in your life, which will equal different results and the ones that you're hoping for. And that's to live alive and energized and vibrant. It's very possible. We see it all the time with women that come into our program that are absolutely depleted. And they can't believe the newfound energy they have by taking these steps today. Send this to a friend who you know is absolutely exhausted that could benefit. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Comment below if this was helpful. It's always nice to hear who is checking out our content. See you on the next one.